Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode or new recording session of Final Fantasy XIV of Realm Reborn. And yeah, we are just going to continue on because we haven't unlocked any new class quest yet. So we are just going to continue on with our MSQ, with our ridiculous armor. But yeah, let's talk to Taro. I am sorry about all the attention you're getting, Drazor. I might have sang your praises a little too loud and often to a few too many people. Next time I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the remembrance service are taking place. If all goes to plan, Gridana's Grand Company, the Order of Twin Adder, will hold the first of the three services, and Elder Seer Conesena will deliver her address at Miketo's Amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to organization challenges involved in assembling all the involved parties, it's possible the order of the service might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make Gridana your first port of call. Next, you need to go to Lawen Flame General Reborn Aldin will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored to be a special guest. How exciting! Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom in Limsa Luminsa, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merwin Bluefiswin will be giving her address. The room is accessible via Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the Sentry Santel, and he will admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go then. I hope you find the Remembrance Service suitably educational. I suggest you visit the city-states in my prescribed order, though with your record of impeccable timing and luck, yeah, of course I'm the main character. Always right on time. The schedule may change in your favor if you prefer travel plans. Farewell. But we are actually going to go in the order she suggested. We have free teleport to New Gridania anyway, so that's fine. And I do it like that because I get the most out of it. But yeah, do we have the amphitheater unlocked? Yeah, we have it, so we can just go there straight away. Look at us, prepared to a T. But yeah, anyway, let's go. It's raining, but that ain't stopping us. So let's we have to wait a little bit, but yeah, right on time for the Remember service. So let's see how it is.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The three Seedseers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body.
Guess we're gonna listen to the tree huggers first.
Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hure and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, And soon, they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
And you're still hugging trees like you did
Do you
back
see the
then.
Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hjur and Ellison.
Yeah,
An
because-
elegant symbol. Do you not agree?
Yeah, it means the races to erode
In
the race.
accordance with the will of the elementals, we have
Neat.
embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat.
Yeah, the only time you pull up arms is when you are the first one to get hit.
5 years ago, the Alliance met the
Thinking.
armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity.
Yeah.
The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds.
The Cortes got hit hardest.
To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned
I
in
don't see them
force,
complaining.
emboldened by our suffering.
Look at
They
how
test
out
our
of place I
defenses
am.
nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable.
It's funny.
So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Sure.
Time was a man could walk
pox
the
on the
high
bloody
roads
XIV.
without fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was
Don't
indiscriminate.
bring in logic
It
to
dealt
these
death
tree
to
huggers.
Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored
That
to
doesn't
rebuild
work.
our homes, to
brain
rebuild
doesn't
our
work like that.
lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood.
Oh no, not steel. So
Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the
A
fallen.
little bit. I'm going to pause recording because I need to do something. There you go. That should be it.
Let I bid you
Oh, shit.
join hands with me once more
Nobody
beneath
cares.
the Twin Adder standard.
I think you know by my reaction
And
that
together, let us heal the forest's wounds.
I'm not choosing
that our
these.
progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children.
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the forest.
All the elementals!
Yeah. Is this where the voice acting stops? I think. I'm ready. I'm ready. I ain't skipping any dialogue.
If you'll permit me.
I know.
Alfie, no.
Oh yeah. Drazor, by the way.
And my sister, Alize, at your service.
Yeah. Drazor, by the way.
I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler.
Love the look
You
of
might
the-
call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
I don't think you get enlightenment from these tree huggers over here. I know you're elves, but dude, you need to seek someone more reliable. Anyway, the Gridanans are unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes. The Exali are unquestionably the most troublesome, being of naturally warlike disposition, and want to summon the bloodthirsty primal Garuda. The Suvs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians, until recently at least. Alas, they have grown aloof, a change observed at roughly the time they summoned the primal Ramu. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Yeah, fools. Though they clash with exile ever more regularly, you may assure they do so in self-defense. As for the Sith, they are yet bound by a peace treaty, though no wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The Drazor was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood and thereby the power of the elementals will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will it take? Centuries, I wager. Meanwhile, the exile will continue their incursion, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanos like it or not, sooner or later it will come to all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all help it can muster. Oh, well might the aid of a capable avenger prove to them, then? Okay. See you around. See you at next remembrance, I guess. Don't mind the dragon. He's just here doing his thing. Done with the tree huggers. Time to go to the corrupted people. Yeah. Let's see what teleport crystal we have unlocked here. It's the royal whatever. I know it's royal something. Yeah, the Chamber of Rule. That's the only one I looked, but it's good enough for me. That's all I need. Anyway, let's run along over here. And see what these people have to say. Anyway, let us
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanima herself!
And Reborn as well!
the only, the only monarchy.
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore. Hurrah! Reborn! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold.
My country.
Where by the grace and glory of Naldar have our
Literally
brave
says
sons and daughters flourished and
water in a
prospered.
country
I
where water
speak
is
of
free.
Uldar!
So, don't know who the genius is, but been there, done it.
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard.
Yeah.
Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
Maybe because...
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return.
You don't say.
Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous?
Not in a lot, please.
I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth.
Yeah. A nation
We
built on
stand
trade.
on a precipice, yet we
Do not like the
act.
trade to be strained.
Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Uldar stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Uldar, but to restore her to prosperity.
Wins.
As the realm prospers, so shall Uldar. As
Is the one
Uldar
that comes best
prospers,
outfit,
so shall
and
her
not the
people.
winner,
Yeah, for Uldar!
per se.
Together we are one.
Your Grace.
Reborn?
She's so tiny.
People
She's a
of
potato.
Ul'dah, I, Nanimo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Ul'dah.
Yeah.
Yet those who measure that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people.
Should begin working on that
Beloved subjects,
pretty
I
soon.
bid you raise
Right.
aloft the torch of
I will
Ul'dah,
say.
that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the Inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn!
Okay. So Phoenix.
Forsooth!
The time is now!
Fancy meeting you again.
Yeah. We meet again. My scholarly friend. Let me just, yeah. Do the Arms have a long history of conflict with Amalda, the beast tribe that worships the primal Ifrit. Judging by the look of the states, I take it. You have encountered them. Yeah. Not to befriend this bunch. But anyway. Dualdans do not shy from confrontation. Iod threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. So, have they dealt with Ifrit thus far? Smothering his flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet, he is but one of several problems. Though they've been quiet past 5 years, the goblins have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Ul'dah has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that Amaja is summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do, they will then send their force to smite the primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonders then that the Immortal Flames are eager to recruit more members. As such, desperate hour and adventure of your experience will be most welcome addition to the ranks. Yeah, I'm with Drazor. This place reeks of corruption. But yeah, anyway. Let us go to Limsa Lominsa. Actually, we can return to Limsa Lominsa. Here you go. Let's go to the last. Yeah, hello, Santel. We meet again. Here to attend the remembrance service. Be quick. The Admiral is due to give her address any moment. To the stateroom.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. look upon this, our mighty Crimson Standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride.
That's a mighty banner indeed. Look at that boat. It's the absolute boat.
700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say.
Yeah. It's quite nice.
The Crimson Field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the Black Longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon
Looks like a
Eorzea,
Viking
we
ship.
assembled beneath the Maelstrom
I respect
Standard,
it.
and our grand company was reborn.
Going out raiding.
All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilfier's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa.
For the first time.
I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive.
And if you remember previous cousin,
Join me now in remembering
They
those who fought in
actually-
the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
they actually got the foreign levy out before dawn, which is respectable.
Freedom.
Most
Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom.
most will just
Much as the beast tribes have.
sacrifice.
Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
sacrifice the foreign levy before dawn.
It has been
save them
5
all.
long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin have risen?
While the mines of Ogomoro spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now, the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well. A crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men.
True.
To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying Crimson Standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Gather the
Oh,
lads.
where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!